Welcome to EMS Now Up Close. I'm Eric Miskell with EMS Now, and today we're joined by Joel Scutchfield, the Director of Sales and Applications for Koh Young America. Joel, good to have you on here again. It's always good to get caught up on what's happening with you guys because there seems to be
yes,
developments.
Very, very happy to be here. Always a pleasure. Look forward to it.
Yeah.
And hoping we can do it soon face to face, right? We're getting closer, maybe, I think.
Yeah, we're all hopeful, right? So
absolutely.
But listen, tonight we wanted to discuss the Netoon platform, and so it's a new platform for dispensing process inspection that Koh Young is coming. So tell me a bit about this system that's been created by Koh Young.
Sure, absolutely. So basically, what is it, right? It's basically our inline version of our dispensed fluid or process inspection technology. So some of your viewers may recall we introduced the Neptune C at Apex 2020, Neptune C being the tabletop version. And that's really more suited for lab applications, failure analysis for non-destructive testing, if you will. And it was noted at that time that later in the year, we would be coming out with the inline version of that machine for basically high volume PCB assembly applications. So the key focus with this system is really area inspection and thickness measurement of transparent and semi-transparent materials, both wet and dry. And we'll talk a little bit about that as we go forward, or cured and uncured, as some may view it. So with this tool, we can inspect materials such as acrylics, silicones, polyurethanes, water-based materials, and UV curable types for area, coverage, and thickness in the conformal coating world. But we can also apply that same measurement technology to things like underfill and epoxy, and we can talk a little bit more about that as our session goes on as well. In a nutshell, that's basically what the system was designed to do, and what we're off and working with that as we speak.
Yeah. So what were the key drivers then for developing the system?
So as you know, Eric, I mean, we were always looking for new ways to apply our technology where it serves a market need. And, it is unique. It does have many applications, and there's many ongoing projects right now where we're doing similar things for, trying to figure out what the next big thing is, right? But in this particular case, we couple that initiative with what we identified as the needs of the market, specifically from a conformal coating perspective. Now, there are conformal coating inspection systems on the market today, but they lack in certain capabilities, and that's what we're trying to address. Our research showed that we have roughly 400 conformal coating lines just here in the Americas alone. And you couple that with the customers who own those lines, basically, telling us they have a need for fast inline inspection in a production environment, which also has that multi-point thickness measurement capability that can be done at typical line rates. So that's really where it stems from. It's, again, the market intelligence. Certainly, voice of the customer is always very important to Koh Young. And then the ongoing testing of our applications team in Korea for new and different applications for our very unique technology.
Yeah. No, that's very good. So what kind of inspection functionality then is it designed for users?
So I talked about conformal coating, right?
Yeah.
So when we talk about conformal coating, we're looking at area coverage, certainly. But again, the big differentiator is the thickness measurement for the PCB surface itself, or IC leads, solder joints, the space between very densely populated leads, and so forth. So again, that's really when we talk about differentiators, where we really start to see ourselves moving forward from some of the systems that are out there today. Now we're also in the conformal coating world looking for things like bubbles and de-wetting and foreign material on both the board and the components. And I said, aside from that, that kind of covers the conformal coating side of it. But aside from that, we can also do height and width measurement for underfill and dispensed epoxies. We're actually doing more testing as we speak on new and various applications that are being brought to us by our customer base. And finally, this is maybe something that you'll find interesting. We can even measure for height and diameter of LEDs on LED boards. So if customers have the need for that, that is also something that we've proven successful with this technology.
Yeah. So you've alluded to it a few times in your comments so far, but tell me about kind of the technology currently being used. You talked about competitors having things, and then how is this different?
Sure. Well, the systems that are out there today do have capability of measuring thickness, but it's very, very slow. And because of that, that really precludes it from being used in a production environment. So, Eric, we're using a combination of 2D for area and 3D for height or thickness, where the 2D combines our 2D algorithms with UV technology. And the 3D is executed using our application of what we call LIFT technology, LIFT. And LIFT stands for laser interferometry for fluid tomography. That's a bit of a mouthful, but what that is basically is low coherence interferometry, or in other words, near IR light at the end of the day. So we're using a laser. We apply that to a mirrored apparatus that creates an angle of incidence on the board surface, allowing us to gather multiple layers of fluidic structure, which the measurement data used for 3D reconstruction can be used for very accurate height measurement up to 3.5 millimeters in depth. And at a rate of approximately 10 to 12 seconds per 4 by 4 millimeter field of view. So again, being able to do it, thickness measurement that is, multiple times within an inspection routine, because we can do it quickly, is again a big differentiator for us. And again, that the primary difference, kind of coming back to this system versus the others on the market, as I mentioned, they're very conformal coating centric. I've alluded to the fact that we can do many things beyond conformal coating with this system, as well as non-destructive thickness analysis, and that's really key. And then you add to that the fact that we can do all of this top side and bottom side potentially in a single pass using our internal inverter option. And now we've got something that's very well designed for the high volume production environment that the market is requesting.
Yeah. And this will obviously apply not to all sectors of electronics manufacturing. It's going to be an automotive, mil aero, those sorts, right? I mean,
yeah, exactly. I mean, conformal coating is used in many areas. Underfill certainly, more and more so with the advancement of semicon and 5G and electric vehicle. Hermetically sealing electronics is imperative in many environments, specifically automotive and mil aero and some of the others that you mentioned. So we see this as a growing area, and we fully expect to, as we've done in the past, apply new algorithms to give the system additional capabilities as we go forward.
Yeah. And I'm assuming that the inline capability was critical here, right? Tabletop, like you said, is one thing in a test lab, but in a manufacturing.
Right. Yeah. And that's exactly right. So, I remember, I think I may have purchased one of the first, I'm going to give a plug to Nordson here, select code systems created, serial number 2, I believe it was, way back in the late 80s, early 90s. So I'm dating myself a little bit, back in my manufacturing days. You know, at that point, up till then, conformal coating was being applied either through a dip coating process, which was basically a carousel, right? That went through a pot of conformal coating. You had a dip line, and in the back of the machine there were heaters to cure the material, or literally in an automotive spray booth where you would manually, you know, place these boards in and just spray them down. You know, not very environmentally friendly. And then, you know, the advent of the reciprocating head on basically a paper conveyor, a butcher paper conveyor, where again, you're manually loading and coating on both sides. So, you know, the technology has certainly come a long way. The materials have come a long way. And, you know, our job now is to stay on top of that and to be ready, as we always have prided ourselves on, for what comes next.
Okay. So tell me then, so people who are watching this, who are interested in seeing it, where can manufacturers see the system or even get a demo of the system?
Sure, absolutely. We have demo systems of the Neptune C Plus here where I'm at today in our Duluth, suburban Atlanta demo center, as well as in our Guadalajara office in their demo center in Mexico. We will have the machine with us at the upcoming SMTA International Show in Minneapolis, let's say the 3rd and 4th of November. You know, that'll really be the initial unveiling in a trade show type environment, kind of to the masses, if you will. Yeah, come see us, booth 3319. Now, prior to that, I know you're going to be doing something with one of my guys from our applications team, Alberto Cuevas, a little bit later this month, kind of a live demo that you're going to host and then rebroadcast. I'll let you talk a little bit about that, Eric.
Thank you. Yeah, that's on 2 weeks from yesterday, on September 21st. I'm doing a webinar with Alberto. We're calling it "Take a Deep Dive into Your Dispensing Process with Neptune." So we're playing on that nautical theme there.
Sure.
No, I'm looking forward to that because as I told you before we started the interview, I've been doing some read up on this in preparation for this, and I'm very impressed with the solution that you've brought to market here. And Herberto will spend more time, more technical information, I'm sure, will be transmitted there. And for anybody who's watching this who would be interested, I would encourage you to go to the EMSNOW site. We have an ad on there where you can register for it. If you can't find that ad, get a hold of me. If you can't do either of those two things, get a hold of your local Koh Young representative, and I'm sure they can point you in the right direction. But we will be doing that webinar on the 21st and then rebroadcasting it the following week on EMSNOW. So if you can't attend on the 21st, by all means, check it out after we rebroadcast it.
Hey, Roberto, we'll do a great job. It'll be, as I understand it, kind of a live demo. He'll walk you through the actual inspection of the board, show you exactly what the system is able to see, how we do what we do, both from an area coverage inspection for some of the critical defects that need to be monitored, as well as the thickness application. There is one more opportunity that I'll throw out there. Our representative team in Mexico, Repstronics, will be hosting a webinar in Spanish for our Spanish-speaking customer base on September 29th, and you can go to their Repstronics website to register for that. So lots of opportunities, but we're sincerely hoping we have a very good turnout at the SMTAI show. It'd be really nice to get back out there again, and you know, we're taking a full complement of systems. We have the same size booth we had 2 years ago. Just add people, right? We just want people to come out and start that person-to-person interactivity again.
Yeah, and I think all the people on the other side are champing at the bit to get out there again too and engage, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
As good as
I
this,
hope so.
Yeah, as good as the Zoom is, right? There's nothing beats that in person and kind of kicking the tires, right?
Yeah, and I think, going forward, we're going to be somewhere in the middle, right? I think this whole thing has proven that this kind of does work a little bit, and we've been able to get some pretty good mileage out of it, and a lot of the younger people in particular seem to like this. A little different approach, very techy and so forth, but you cannot lose that face-to-face, person-to-person communication. It's just invaluable. It just might not be as much as it was before, but I think we all need to work hard to make sure that it still exists going forward. It's imperative.
Yeah, no, and that's a good note on that, right? Well, listen, I want to thank you. I'm looking forward to the webinar in a couple of weeks. Appreciate hearing some from you. This gives me a little more information about what I'm getting myself into there for.
Yeah, this was kind of the 30,000 foot flyby here, and we'll let Alberto do the deep dive. But and if your audience wants additional information prior to that time, as you said, they can reach out to their local representative or visit us at our Koh Young America website. That's Koh Young America, all one word. But actually, the appreciation, Eric, is all mine. I want to thank you for allowing us to, share some information with your audience on, our newest inspection system, the Neptune C+ for dispensed fluid inspection applications. And again, we're very excited about what we're going to be able to do with this technology, and hope that your viewing audience will receive it the same way. But thank you.
I think they will. And so thank you for your insight today. I wish you nothing but continued success, and hope it goes well in Minneapolis for you.
We appreciate that. Are we going to see you there? You're going to make that trip?
I am not making that trip, actually, but
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm trying to convince my editor, who lives up in the Northwest, to go over there. So
okay,
she'll be hearing this shortly, and I'm sure adjusting her plans accordingly. So, but we try to divide and conquer sometimes, and that one's up in her neighborhood.
Sure. Yeah, well, then we've got Apex right behind it. So yes, hopefully, if we don't see you in Minneapolis, we'll see you in San Diego.
Will it be at Productronica as well then in the fall? Do you know?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Good. As far as I know, that's still on as well. So
exactly. Crossed. Yeah. I believe it is. So, Joel, again, thank you very much for your time today. Thanks for the insights, and continued success.
You're very welcome anytime, Eric. And thank you again for the opportunity. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.